Thank you. Okay, welcome everyone to the Lancaster City Council. City Clerk.
Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Member Molly.
Present.
Mann. Underwood Jacobs.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Chris.
Present.
Mayor Chairman Paris. We have a quorum.
I need a motion and a second to excuse.
I'll motion to excuse.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to excuse Mann and Paris. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Randy, you do the invocation for us? Please rise.
In honor of Black History Month, I want to have a prayer by Langston Hughes, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I dream of a world where man no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth, and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free. Where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Randy. The pledge is going to be done by Davon Jones. Please remove your hats. Davon, come on up here. Davon got elected.
Right hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, and justice for all.
We're going to recognize the Quartz Hill championship football team. Come on down here. Rush, take this out. So you guys won the 2017 CIF Division 10 championship, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who was the stud?
That man right there, the GOAT. I was playing all of us.
All of you. That's a good answer. Good answer. Teamwork. Come on in, everyone. Is the coach here?
Yes, sir.
You want to introduce them, and we'll do it that way?
Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'll start over here. We got Jason Anderson, Jay Johnson, Kobe Sarna, Justin Allman, Julian Clemens. In the back, we got Ariane Peoples, Drew Moore, Enzo Fantal Barker, Davon Day Jones, Randall Clemens, Danny Tejeda, Matthew Tago, Anthony Miller, Antonio Washington, Jacob Campbell, Arthur Delgado. Everybody getting it all? Zach Hernandez, Dante Lee, Jaden Serrano. And I got some coaches here. I got Coach Mike Martinez, Coach Mike Drennan, Coach Donnell Frank, and Coach Pat Hayhurst.
You want to say a few words? I want you guys to understand what a big deal this is. I've been here for 60-some years, and Palmdale's never won a championship in football. So what you guys did, AV's done it maybe a couple times, Lee? Where'd he go? More than a couple. Paraclete's done it a couple times, but, you know, it's something that you guys will be remembered for your entire lives. So we're very proud of you. The City of Lancaster is. And Coach, you want to say something about them?
Yeah, City of Lancaster, City Council, we really appreciate this acknowledgement. These guys, we started last year after losing by 1 with a second left in last year's championship game. These guys came back just on a mission. And after the Christmas break was done, they wanted to get back to work. And we started last January, and it was a full 12-month mission that these guys wanted to see it all the way to the end. And then in our championship game this year, it was almost set up exactly the way that it played out last year, with the one exception. We got the goal line stand we needed, and we got this championship. I'm just so proud of these guys here. You know, they keep their grades up in school. They come to practice. We got 3-hour marathon practices after school. They still got to go home and do their homework. They did what they needed to do to represent our school well. And here comes some more of our players. So I'm really proud of these guys. And just for finishing the season, here we got Quentin Gunn, Bryce Dixon, Michael Hufano, Cody Wooden, Shane Collins, and Ryan Dixon. And then we got Coach Bob Drennan. Come on down. But these guys did a lot this year as far as, you know, the accomplishments. We're real proud of them. I got to thank my principal, Matt Anderson, my vice principal of athletics, Dr. Mikey Barra.
We want to get you all in. Raj was class of 93.
I was going to just say I'm so proud of you guys. I'm class of 93. You were still at the principal over there. No, okay. But anyways, I'm so proud of you guys. And thank you for...
Matt's been the principal everywhere, right? Coach, where are you?
I'm right here.
On behalf of the City of Lancaster, we'd like to congratulate you and congratulate all of you. And thanks a lot. Let's get a picture. We're going to take our picture over here. Coach, I want you over here. Okay.
T-Bone, real short. It's actually uncomfortable. It's a matter of game. I'm not talking to you in a cool. Oh shit. Put the hat here. That's the shit. I got 1,000 pictures. Damn, she keeps going.
If the parents want to come down, come on down.
Arthur, don't laugh, Charity. Arthur, don't laugh.
You can show for me.
Damn, we are hella late. Hey, I should have brought my camera. It's in the car.
Okay, thank you.
What are we doing? He put it near me. I didn't want to smell it. I got scared. Defense.
I know. Justice Sunday? I'm sure it was him. Okay, Los Angeles County Air Show, David Vieira. David? David, congratulations on Corch Hill High School. It's a great group of people, looks like.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I know I was a little worried out there. I don't know if you saw the game last year, but it was the exact same thing with a few seconds left on the goal line stand. And unfortunately, last year, the year before last, it was the other way around. So it was nice to see him come back. But did we have a video that we were gonna? Is it? Okay. Yeah, we're getting it. All righty. So yeah, I'm very proud of him. The district's proud of him. But tonight, I'm here to you not as a superintendent, but as a director of the LA County Air Show. We're going to show you a quick video, then I'm going to give you a little bit of information with regards to our upcoming event again this year. So. Very cool stuff. I don't care how old I get, no matter how many times I watch some of these things, it still gives me goosebumps as I look at them. So if you haven't had the opportunity to get out there over the last couple of years, I really encourage you to get out this year. But again, I'm proud to represent the hard-working community members invested in the LA County Air Show. This is our 5th year of the Aerospace Valley Air Show. And again, we're proud to have Lockheed Martin returning as our title sponsor as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of Skunk Works. Our theme this year, 2018, is first, fastest, and farthest. And our signature act is the F-22 Raptor. Also, we are featuring the return of the Warbirds, Red Bull, you haven't seen that helicopter act, it's something to see. Jelly Belly, which has been a crowd favorite, race cars, and much more. However, it's not just what happens in the air at that time, it's also what's going on the ground as well. The last number of years, we've had the history panel. If you haven't had a chance to see that, very interesting, and I encourage you to do so. We've had such featured guests, greats as Joel Kittinger, who will be returning this year, Art Thompson, again, who will be returning this year, Dick Rutan, who will not, but and some others. Also, I'm proud to say we have what we believe to be the largest air show STEM expo in the U.S. We got approximately 20 plus exhibitors coming in this year. So it's a great hands-on for students and kids and families to come out. So that's a great event for the entire family. Also got Club 42 VIP experience, which includes VIP parking, best view around, early admittance, and food and drink that comes with that as well. And this is not only done for the entertainment of the tens of thousands that come out here, but it's also done to benefit our scholarship recipients that we have each year for those who are moving on into secondary education in the STEM world. So with some of those funds, we've awarded, again, this year, 3 scholarship recipients that will be taking that. Tons of opportunities to get involved. We have the corporate level, small business level, and again, I encourage you to visit lacountyairshow.com and join us out on the tarmac on the 24th, and 25th of March. And with that, comments, questions?
David, where do they get tickets?
Online primarily, I think, is where they get them. Can they get them at the gate too as well, Rhonda? Yeah.
And how much do they cost?
We have early bird pricing right now through March 1st for $15 a person, and then they rise after that.
And the parking out there, there's plenty of parking for everybody?
Has been in the past, been a little bit of a challenge sometimes, but yes, we can accommodate. And we're hoping for good wind and good weather and no wind.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you. City Manager, anything to be removed?
Yes, we need to ask that CC3 be removed again. We do not have a quorum for that item, and we will put it on the February 27th agenda and apologize to anyone in the public who came for that item.
Okay. Council minutes. I need a motion and second for the council minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the council minute.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Let's vote. Motion passes with 3 yes votes unanimously. Okay, the consent calendar. Roger, on your cards, you need a speaker card for everyone that you're going. You can't put everything on one card from now on. I'll do it this time, but in the future, I need individual cards.
I'm gonna learn this.
Okay. So come up and teach me. We'll talk to you about CC2. Come on up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stay for the whole meeting this time. I bought three torpedoes. You know? Nobody seen anything because I just welded this today. This is one of my welding jobs. I'm in the equipment business. Okay. So I got my 3 minutes? You're gonna give me, heck, just give me the whole show. Okay, what did you want to ask me?
Okay, time's up.
I took 20 minutes of his time the other night, and the other day, just before lunch too, he had to kick me off. NB1 resolution.
No. You're talking to us about CC2.
Oh, CC2. Okay. Open up cash register for $6 million to operate City of Lancaster for 2 weeks, compared to $8.5 million the previous 3 weeks. I might not have this organized. CC2, closed session, cost the taxpayers money. And why is it? Let me see. CC2. That was regarding money, but I got it mixed up with NB2. And what it was, it's kind of your checkbook. I found your checkbook, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, it just, 19 pages, I couldn't believe it. And what it boils down to is knowing how the city operates, what the cost is, because it's not coming out of your own pockets. It's all of our money, taxes, and then you make money for us too. I need to even understand that. I don't even know how you make a lot of this money. So once I understand that, I'll probably slacken up on the deficit hawk stuff, And that's basically, I wrote you all a little letter and tell you where I was, and I basically kind of wanted to come in here and be a deficit hawk and see where what you guys are doing.
Good.
And that's basically what it boils down to. I had comments on every one of these things, but you kind of took me by surprise because I was going to start with MB1.
Okay, organize them from now on.
Yeah.
If you come in, organize them on individual ones, because we'll talk about those on an individual basis.
Well, I got a couple minutes left. Or no, I only got 1 minute left. When I did find that candy store, my wife said, "Now don't go down there and say something stupid, make a fool out of yourself." And I says, "I think I got him, Penny." What are you talking about? Man, they have a brewery. They paid $159 too, and they have exercise people that come in and teach them how to play tennis. She said, "Don't go down there and tell them that." They do a lot of things in the city. They provide lessons to people. A lot of things that they do on a city. That isn't for the council members or just, gee whiz, Roger, you better get smart before you go down there and make a fool out of yourself.
You have a smart wife.
Yeah. Well, she's embarrassed when he comes down here. But I'm going to get smarter. You watch me 6 months.
Okay.
I'll be good.
I'll call you back up in a little bit. Okay, I need a motion and second to approve the consent calendar as currently comprised.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second that.
We have a motion and second. Let's vote. We have 3 yes votes. Passes unanimously. Public hearing, PH1. We'll open the public hearing. We don't have any speaker cards on PH1. Do you want to waive the staff report?
I'd like to waive the staff report.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing. We're going to waive the staff report. I need a motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 18-03.
Second that.
We have a motion and second to adopt resolution 18-03. Let's vote. Passes with 3 yes votes unanimously. Okay, Lancaster Choice Energy, PH2. We have 1 speaker card on that. Friend, do you want to talk before or after the, so they might be able to help you or answer questions you might have? You want to talk before? After. Okay.
Mr. Vice
So,
Mayor, would you open the public
We'll
hearing?
open the public hearing,
Thank you.
and then we'll hear from Jason. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor and council members. As you know, each year we go through an annual rate setting process for Lancaster Choice Energy. We do this with 2 purposes in mind. 1, to assure that we have a financially viable program long-term, and 2, to identify ways that we can save our customers money as it relates to the program itself. Today, we're reporting on that and going to be setting those rates from today. So each year, Edison goes through a rate setting process in which we track. So that's a January 1st, Edison will set their rates, and they call it the ERA process. It's the ERRA. It's the Energy Revenue Recovery Account. So application. So they have to go through a process to identify, to make sure that their funds are filled with enough money to pay for their energy. And through that process, they do that on an annual basis. We then follow them to assure that, 1, we can identify a competitive rate, and 2, that we can provide a long-standing financially viable service. This year, Edison's rate collectively went up about 11%. And there's some complications in that. In some cases, the commercial went up, but in the residential case, it went down 0.8%. The rates that we're setting for you today, or that we're requesting to set, have 2 components. 1 is there's a continuing 2% savings over Southern California Edison for all of your customers. So every one of your customers, as compared to the alternative, which is Southern California Edison, will save 2%. More importantly in that is the LCE's Care customers, which comprises 46% of our residential customers, will save 27% on their monthly bill, which is significant for those customers. Also, we'll see an increase in the commercial rates. But what's key to that component of it, there's two components of a commercial rate. 1 is the time of use, on-peak and off-peak. The changes that have been made through the ERA process increase the on-peak costs associated with energy and decrease the off-peak costs associated with that energy. So what it does is there's an increase in the total rate, but it gives the customer the opportunity to change their usage of energy. So it gives them a greater incentive to use off-peak energy. So if they manage their energy correctly, if they take the energy efficiency measures that are available, they have an opportunity to actually have a greater opportunity to lower their rate. In addition, the decision tonight we're approving is adding a number of different tariffs. Time of use for domestic customers, which, as we mentioned, as relates to time of use, a domestic customer, a residential customer, has an opportunity, depending upon their usage and how they use and when they use, to actually lower their energy bill more. This is an option that did not exist before. We're providing that to them as well. In addition, we're adding an EV rate, which is a rate that's associated with our commercially available electric charging facilities that the city has and that we're installing throughout the community. With that, I'd recommend that you approve the rates as drafted, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have regarding LCE rates.
Any questions?
Yes, I do. I'd like to know, what do you attribute the 8% decrease with Edison for residential or consumer?
Right. A lot of it's dependent upon time of use. So, and at 0.8%, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's 0.8%. A lot of it's dependent upon time of use and trying to move people off of the traditional peak. So a lot of that is trying to change people's habits is a rate setting, and it's also time of use as relates to the cost of energy. So I think that has the greatest impact on that.
If you were to do a comparison between Edison and LCA, how would that compare as far as that rate is concerned for residential?
Our residential rate is 2% lower than Southern California Edison with this rate structure as approved in January 1. And the CARE customer, which is the affordable program, those most needy in the community are 27% cheaper than Southern California Edison.
That's significant. Thank you.
Raj, any questions? Okay, thank you. Fran?
Okay, well, at this point, he answered my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fran. Okay. We'll close the public hearing. I need a motion and a second.
I'd like to move that we adopt Resolution 18-04.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 18-04. Vote, please. It is 3 yes votes unanimously. NB1, Budget and Capital Improvement Program. Pam?
While Pam comes up, I would like to note for the record that the latter 3 pages of Attachment A to the resolution were inadvertently omitted from your packet. Copies are in front of you and at the back of the room for the public.
Okay.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Christ and council members. You have before you for your consideration a Resolution 1805, which would authorize an amendment to the adopted Budget and Capital Improvement Program for the fiscal year 17-18. This recommendation comes forward with a fiscal impact of increasing the overall recognition of revenues and transfers in the amount of approximately $500,000, and that is an increase in those, and a decrease of approximately $310,000 in appropriations for expenditures in operating and capital improvement programs and transfers out. When we put the budget together in the spring of last year, it came to light subsequent to that we have a few items that we have come up from that point to this point now, and we wanted to ensure that we brought those forward for appropriation. There are a few changes in funding sources. We're putting in effort to close out inactive accounts within our chart of accounts, and so some of the items take care of that and allow us to shift funds between 2 different special revenues or general fund accounts. Additionally, in the CIP area, it expands the scope of one CIP project, and another one reduces the budget in Prop A funding for a couple of projects that we had slated that are ineligible for Prop A funding. With that, in next year's budget, we will reappropriate or recommend that we use those Prop A funds in another manner. I am happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Hang on a second. We'll hear from a couple people, and then we might call you back up.
Okay, and I apologize again that the detail was not included in your packet. The page that was included does show the overall impact to the various funds within the city's finances, so it does show the impact, but not the detail of which lines are being increased or decreased. Thank you.
Michael Reeves. Welcome, Michael.
Hi, Vice Mayor Chris, council, staff, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't intend to speak on this matter, but it got me thinking about, I wish we had a finance committee in the city. I wish we had a public works committee. I wish we had a public safety committee instead of the commissions that we have now, because the deputy city manager, Jason, and I go to AV Hospital Finance Committee meetings in which things are discussed, and then they're presented to the board, and the public can come to the meetings and make comments. And I just thought that it might be a good idea, and of course it would mean changing the charter and abolishing the other committees, but if we had those committees, like the Finance Committee, and Pam would be on it, 2 council people would be on it, a member of the public could be on it, and they could go over these things, and it might, for the public, give them a sense of transparency. Not that there's anything going on, but it's, just to have our input. Thank you.
Michael, just for your edification, you know that we go through a budget process. Each one of the councilmen, meet with Pam and Mark and all of the directors and go through the budget on an individual basis, make different suggestions. Sometimes we do it with 2 people in the room, but never 3. And so we basically do that. And it's an ongoing process, and we make suggestions, and we move it back and forth. So we do what you are asking, but we do it as a council. So,
well, may I say something, sure. Vice Mayor Chris? How about, if we do that same thing that you're talking about, but we do it where everybody's here, like you're up there and Mark's here and the audience, like the Congress and the county do it. So I can come up and say...
How's that working out?
Pardon me?
How's that working out?
Well, not very well, is it? Yeah. But I mean, on a city, we might do it, and individual citizens, like the gentleman behind me, could come up and, say, hey, we don't want to spend money on this and stuff, and you could take it in account.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Roger.
I like your comment. Last week I says I'm different. I'm the exact opposite of you. Just because my company was non-union. But anyway, what number are we on now?
NB1.
NB1. I'm going to, can I talk to NB2?
No.
Oh, just NB1?
NB1. That's all that we can.
They're kind of tied in. One just outcasts the other. You're taking NB1 and you're saying, okay, we're going to adopt NB2 now, right? But anyway, I'm going to operate the way you said. I can't find these recommendations in NB, but in NB2 I found them. Okay, so that's all I have. I like this. That's good for transparency, because guys like me, I'm always wondering, why do you need to spend that money there, When I found out that you guys spent $6 million in 2 weeks, and then I went back and because I called a secretary, and she said, "Oh no, we don't spend $144 million a year, Roger." And I said, "Well, there." So I went back and found out why, because the previous check before that was for $8.5 million, but that was for 3 weeks, so that's a little cheaper. I even checked your petty cash. You only spent like $153 on petty cash, and I'm thinking, man, with that kind of money rolling around, and they keep only $153 petty cash. Boy, I'm going to learn how y'all operate. So.
No, you should try to get money out of Mark Bazigan.
I saw his dad. Today, and we talked about how long his hair was when he was a youngster.
Okay. Pam, you want to come back up real quick?
I just have a question regarding the pavement management Revive 25. I'm not sure what the line item is, but it's 207-12ST-036924. And could you give me a bit more of a description on what that is? And then I'd also like to know, in regards to Revive 25, where are we as far as a percentage of streets that we've actually paved for the city of Lancaster?
Okay, the first part is with the budget adoption, we had appropriated Prop A funding toward that project, And we found that the work that we're doing in Revive 25, we were having trouble spending the Prop A portion because of it being so strictly confined to bus stop improvements and things like that. So we will reprogram those funds and repurpose the Prop A. The Revive 25 in its scope will not be reduced. We still have a commitment to the Revive 25 efforts.
Okay, thank you.
And in regards to your second one, it's over 300 and some miles. We'll get you the percentage. What we will do, because I think it's time, is to give a presentation on Revive 25, a status report on that, and we'll schedule that for either the February or the first meeting in March.
Okay.
But we can give you all the stats, everything, too.
Okay,
They also
great.
put out an annual report, which I'm not sure when it comes out. I think it's around June, but we'll get you something sooner.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Pardon me. I move that we adopt Resolution 18-05.
Second that?
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Passes with 3 yes votes unanimously. NB2. Pam.
Thank you. Before you, for your consideration, is adoption of Resolution 18-06, which is establishing a revised investment policy. The investment policy for the city identifies the investment objectives, it identifies risk tolerances, it assigns responsibility, and establishes control over the investment process. We made sure that the policy is in conformance with the state laws, government code sections. We also do utilize an advisory firm for investments of idle cash. Cutwater Asset Management, doing business as Insight Investments, is our investment advisor. This policy also provides guidelines to the city treasurer, and the policy in and of itself is reviewed each year for whether or not it needs to be updated and refreshed. We felt at this point in time it was prudent to bring it forward for that refresh and update some of the terms to what is used in the industry now. There is one small change to the guiding principles of the policy, and that has to do with medium-term notes that are issued by corporations and depository institutions licensed by the United States. While we can only invest no more than 5% with each of those companies, in aggregate, we recommend increasing that total of the portion of the portfolio from 20% to 30%. We feel we could get better returns utilizing this type of a higher ceiling, but again, we wouldn't go over the 5% with each individual investor. So with that, I am happy to present this to you for your consideration and answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Roger.
Okay, so only Pam and I care about this one. And she almost answered everything that I had up here. All I could see when I did this study on it was I noticed that there was a 10% increase over the previous 20% aggregate investment. Probably I would ask, what's that going to cost us? I mean, according to what I just heard out of Pam, we're in a better position to make more money, maybe.
It's not going to cost us. We're going to make more money.
I understand. That's what I thought on a lot of the schemes that I tackled in my business career. All right, that's all for me on that one.
Okay, thank you.
I do have a question for you, Pam. You had mentioned the city objective, so my question is, when you're looking at that strategy, is it a long-term or a short-term plan or a mixture of the two?
It's a mixture of the two. The policy itself does limit the length, the maximum term that we can invest in certain types of investments, but we do take into account our short-term and long-term financial needs and obligations. We do a tracking mechanism that we utilize to project out our needs in the near and long future look as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Motion?
I'd like to move that we adopt Resolution 18-06.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Passes with 3 yes votes unanimously. Okay, CA1. Roger.
I'm not even going to get up. You answered that for me the other day on the phone.
Okay.
It's the Poppy Reserve, and I'm going to see how it goes.
Okay.
All right.
It's in regards to, I'm receiving a lot of questions in regards to the solar fields encroaching on the Poppy Preserve. So I would like the council to look into and for us to do exactly what we did with the Prime Desert Woodlands and to see if we can get some grants to stop any encroachment on the Poppy Reserve, maybe buy up a little bit more of the placements. So I just need thoughts on that. Randy, you have any thoughts?
I've been catching the same kind of flack you've been getting. We get quite a house full of people in here that are concerned that their desert is being turned into an industrial park.
So I just think it's a good idea that we protect some of it, and we were able to get some through the county. Maybe we can work through the county, we can work through the state, work through Catherine Barger and the Senator Wilkes to see if we can get some money to purchase some property.
It's a wonderful idea.
I think it's worth trying. We definitely try that. It's a great idea.
I tend to think that we want to try and preserve as much of our land as we can, and I think that that's a great idea.
Okay. We don't need to vote on this. We can just do it by consensus.
You weren't reaching consensus. You're assuming you're wanting to give direction to explore that to staff?
Correct.
I think that direction is clear.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, council reports. Raj?
Yes, I have a couple of things that I had a productive last week or so. I went to actually had a coffee with the veterans, and that was a great experience that I got to meet with them and talk to them and hear them out. And I came to know them. Many of them, they didn't know that city actually and AVTA is partnership with, and then they provide free, they can ride free all over the Antelope Valley. So and only like 5 people know out of 60. So I think that's, they were happy to know that. But as you, Vice Mayor Chris, you are chair also AVTA, I would request that if somebody can go from the AVTA and they can go elaborate that information they need, because they don't know where to get that card and all those things. But I think it was worth going there, and then after that I got to go veteran outreach program that Grace Chapel had last February 3rd. And that was also a fascinating thing that I was being a part of. Not only they were feeding our veteran and taking care of it, but they're getting haircuts and checking their eyesights and giving a free glasses and all those things. That was amazing. So I thought that was a really great thing to be part of. And Marvin and Chris, we both went together. And one other thing I wanted to actually share that last February 10th, as you all know that Ready Lancaster program that City of Lancaster and myself, we've been working together. And it was something like that. Red Cross came up with the idea. They go in a different neighborhood in the City of Lancaster or other cities. And what do? They knock people's door and find out if their alarm detector and if they need to be replaced or if they're working. And it's all free. And so what do? They go to different cities, and then they find the local volunteers, and then those volunteers go out there and they go knock people's doors and make appointment actually before that too, and replace all the fire alarm detectors and whatever. They also guide them if fire happen or how to, plans and all those things. So I think that was really amazing. And I got to be part of that last Saturday. And Andrew Noga was doing a great job. So I think our city, really, we're doing the right thing and we're in the right direction right now. So just wanted to thank our staff and what are they doing for our city. Thank you.
Thanks, Raj. It was a busy week for veterans, but we did go to the NCTC in Santa Clarita, and we're changing the structure of the NCTC from a consensus board to a JPA. The JPA will consist of the county, the city of Palmdale, the city of Lancaster, and the city of Santa Clarita. I think we'll have a little bit more say in the transportation issues that's around here. It was supported unanimously by all the members of the NCTC. Did go to the Veterans Outreach with Raj. We did invite some of the veterans to speak here. They'll be getting in touch with you, Mark. So it was good. Went to the Veterans Appreciation Dinner hosted by the IBEW. I think it was last Friday. And it was very, very good. We got to meet some of the veterans and what they were doing and being honored for, so that was really good. We also got to go to an apprentice's graduation. Some of the unions were doing, and the IBEW is one of them, but there's many of the unions that are, they're working with the Antelope Valley College, that's a beautiful facility over in Palmdale. We all went over there. We participated in the graduation, handed out certificates for all the new members that graduated from their apprentice's job. And did we happen to get that video for the Lance Camper?
Yep, that's going to be under the city manager announcements. I was going to do that, or we can do it now if you'd
It's
like.
going to be under the vice mayor.
And vice mayor announcements? Well, we have to do a lead up then about, you want to do the lead up?
Go ahead.
Many may know, but Lance Camper was bought by a company called Rev Group. And Lance Camper is a success story. They've grown in Lancaster. They become something. And Rev Group is a wonderful company that buys up strategically different assets in different areas because they want to grow. They specifically targeted Lance because they're the best at what they do. The vice mayor, myself, Councilmember Molly, met with the CEO of this company, and after the meeting, Raj and Marv did a very, very good job of basically introducing Lancaster to him. They're looking to expand here. So this is a wonderful thing. I thank you guys for that meeting, and we put our best foot forward, and this is a quality company, world-class company.
Life is so busy. We sometimes take important things for granted, like taking our kids to school safely, counting on emergency services when we are sick, having fun with our families. We know that. That's why our vehicles are always here to connect and protect you. Our companies are leaders in their respective markets, generating over $2 billion in annual revenue. With more than 240,000 vehicles on the road today, REV utilizes almost 4 million square feet of manufacturing space. REV is a leader in the recreation vehicle industry. With distinct brands, each with its own unique story, REV delivers a long-standing legacy of RV excellence, making it the destination for people seeking life's greatest adventures. But there are moments in life where every second counts. To help us during difficult times, Rev designs and builds emergency vehicles and fire trucks in which you can have total trust. We are experts in blending the craft of custom vehicle production with the consistency and controls of contemporary manufacturing techniques. Our fire and emergency brands are leaders in their markets, and millions of lives depend on them.
We're building a product that saves people's lives. It's an honorable job. It's a respectful job. Accountability, responsibility, and ownership is something that you got to bring here every day, and you got to leave with it. It's an honor.
For decades, Rev's bus brands have answered the commuter call with a focus on quality, safety, and service. This dedication has propelled each manufacturer to the top of its respective market, making Rev the best in school, commercial, and luxury buses. Innovation is also part of our culture. From first-in-class suspension systems to alternative fuel solutions, Rev bus brands lead the way.
I build a bus, and that affects a lot of lives. Whether you're a traveler, whether you're on your way to school, work, what have you, I'm making an impact.
To most of us, driving a car or getting a bus is a simple thing to do. But to a person in a wheelchair or a caregiver, a vehicle is so much more. It's their connection to the world. We understand that. To us, mobility is not just a business. It's our calling. Rev manufactures other specialty vehicles as well, such as ride-on sweepers and capacity yard trucks. We also have a new state-of-the-art ambulance remount center and technical centers across the country. Rev has been growing both domestically and internationally as we partner with global manufacturers and suppliers and expand our footprint. We also offer innovative finance solutions and a nationwide parts program to our customers. Our team feels the great moment Rev is going through.
We've seen an uptake in people's happiness and ownership and pride in what they do.
Whatever life brings, we keep moving forward. As the world keeps spinning, Rev will make sure to keep providing the best vehicles for your life. With Rev, you're always in good wheels.
We connect and protect.
We connect and protect.
We connect and protect.
We connect and protect.
Protegemos y conectamos.
We are Rev.
We are Rev.
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 Rev. We are Rev.
It was very impressive. We talked to the individual. Mark, his name was Tim Sullivan?
That is correct.
And we talked with him about our needs for the AVTA, the buses. Maybe we could get some of the smaller buses. We also talked to BYD to see what they could do for those, just the smaller electric buses that we could use for commuter buses. So it was very informative. They're looking to relocate some of their facilities here. We're going to work with them, maybe bring them here. So it's a good day for Lancaster. Randy, you got anything?
Planning's just chugging along. We're looking at all kinds of new stuff. We have
Knowing the people on that, you better change the verbiage of that. So
chugging along. Well, we are we're cooking with gas.
Cooking with gas. Good. Okay. Let's see. Nothing in the Choice Energy, nothing in any of the authorities. City manager?
Just three things. Number one, we talked about Rev. It's very, very important because right now there is an uptick in manufacturing throughout the country coming back to the United States, and Lancaster, because of the council and staff and the business community, has really put itself on the map as a place of choice. We get lots of calls from people looking to expand or come here for manufacturing. So the work of the Planning Commission, Council, and everyone is paying off. We are a place of choice to locate. Despite the comment about the long hair, I'm glad that Roger brought up the warrant register. That's very important for transparency. Every week, citizens and everyone can see where the city's money goes. But more important, the council looks at that too. I know I've gotten calls from each of the council about that, to just make sure of those things. Not every agency does that. For example, the sanitation does not do that, and this is a good thing for transparency. Finally, this Friday at 1:30, Laura, and I'm going to mispronounce her name, but from Cal Water, Cranstead, has spearheaded a sort of education workshop on the Cal Water issue for citizens. But what they and the group here has done is they've made Lancaster a leader. There's other people from around the state coming, from San Jose, from Bakersfield, from other areas, to sort of get together collectively and talk about what the issues are, but more importantly, come up with a strategy going forward. I know it's been very frustrating for the vice mayor personally. I know for Allison as well too, because we've tried everything we could think of as a city, including negotiating what we thought was a good deal with Cal Water and the ratepayers, only to have the Office of Ratepayer Advocates nix that. So this is a good grassroots opportunity. We've made our council available, our council room available, and that's Friday at 1:30.
Thank you. No, I think it's a good thing. I think that it's important. I think there's 577 homes in Lancaster, but there's some in Leona Valley, Bear Valley, and other areas that make up Cal Water. But those people are just, getting hammered with being overcharged. It's just ridiculous. City Clerk.
This is the time to address the City Council, agency, and authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards can be found on the back table of the council chambers. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. State law prohibits the City Council from taking action on items not on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the City Manager. Thank you.
Michael Reeves.
Vice Mayor Chris, council, staff, ladies and gentlemen. I've been coming up here for years, and tonight I'm going to be nice. I'm going to commend the different departments of the city, because and you're aware our property taxes are going up, our values of our houses are going up, so we want to get the best bang for the buck for our property taxes, and I think Lancaster is providing it. And I know it's a struggle every year to pay those taxes, but I really appreciate the services that the city has more recently provided me and other people. For example, I got a call from the traffic department about one of my concerns and one of my speeches about the bicycle lanes. That was unexpected, and I thought that was a great thing that they took time to call me, Mike Reeves, homeowner, owner of 4 cats, and talk to me about bike lanes. Yesterday, I came down and asked Public Works Department if they could get this long wooden box out of the gutter and street on West Avenue J9. It's been there for over 3 weeks. Some of the neighbors asked me to do something about it if I could. Today, it's gone. Thank you, Public Works. East Side Pool. More recently, I fell off a ladder and got hurt, so I thought I would do some therapy with the seniors in the pool over there. So I went over to East Side Pool, and the lifeguard was great. They have a great bunch of people over there, Rhonda. The lifeguards, the staff, I'm always proud of them. And whenever I enter the building and go up to Britt's office, the city clerk, or Mark's office, city manager, everybody's always courteous and helpful. Even though it gets kind of crazy up there, they're always nice. And thank you, city, for getting involved in the senior center. The food over there is the best it's ever been. I talked to the seniors, and without exception, every one of them says the food is great every day, and the place is getting packed. Word's getting around that good food's over there, and seniors who need meals get help. Finally, one suggestion, though. Things happen around the city, like maybe posters on poles and things that need to be corrected. I wonder if the city workers, when they go out, they could write these things down on their rounds, come in and turn them into the city manager's office, and have him evaluate it and say, yeah, we need to cut those trees, we need to do that. I think that would be helpful and a proactive thing on the part of the city in the future. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Michael. Roger, you didn't put down that you want to speak on the non-agendized items. Do you want to speak?
The only thing I want to ask is...
Roger, do you want to come up to the podium?
Okay, yeah. I got such a loud mouth today that I don't even hardly need a speaker, but maybe everybody, well, heck, there's nobody here today. You guys got an easy job. I was kind of interested in the closed meeting. I saw some names of people, I know so many people. Anyway, I saw some names on the next thing coming up, and you have a closed meeting on that. Why isn't the public allowed on that meeting?
Because there are lawsuits and things that need to be kept, and it's not subject to the open meeting laws. So it's something, but we're not going into closed session for this. It's listed in case we have to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I didn't see any of those people there, but I noticed some names. I said, well, I'd be interested in knowing that. But that is a state law or some kind of law that you can't get in and have a close.
Well, we go back in there and make certain decisions based upon some lawsuits, and then we'll have to come out and inform the public what those decisions were.
See, I'm going to tell you why I'm interested, is because if half of these 10 people that are in this litigation have legitimate beefs, and the city has caused it, the people listening during the OJ trial and so forth, they can, and reasonable people can judge for themselves. Hey, maybe they were mistreated. So if you're not transparent on stuff like this, I don't think it's good. I think you ought to let the public involved in it. That's just my opinion.
We're very transparent. See that lady on the end? She's the one that forces us to do it behind closed doors. That's the city attorney.
Yeah. I need to get my son to talk to you. He's a lawyer too. He's a junkyard attorney. Dog attorney.
Thank you, Roger. Fran, come talk to us. Fran, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I will have to get closer because I can't speak very loud. Well, good evening, Vice Mayor Chris, council members, ladies and gentlemen, and staff. I'm happy to be back. I can't talk very well because I just can't. But still. Anyway, I want to get to my points. I want to thank you all, first of all, and I'm glad that you are running. Because if you weren't running, I was going to run, and I know I could win. I'm just kidding. Anyway, first of all, I wanted to say something about the senior center, the new building. I understand it's kind of come to a little bit of a standstill because they need money. They're having problems with, they need, I think, I don't know exactly all the particulars, but like $250,000 needed for electrical work that needs to be done to open or get the new part of the building operating. That's my one question. The next thing, since I was watching the REV thing, my question was going to be, or not my question, but my thoughts were going to be, how is this REV company and BYD going to work? Because they're both in the same basic line of business. But in a way, you kind of answered me, but not quite.
Let me answer you real quick, Fran. The REV company builds emergency vehicles, and a lot of the emergency vehicles we can't run through electric because they drain too much of the juice. So we have to run them, and they idle under the diesel. That's what runs all the lights that they use. So I don't think that we'll be using those, but it's a good partnership.
Oh, okay, good. And also, since it's going to be bringing all these people into Lancaster or in our area, what are we going to be doing for 7,000? I think there was a number in my mind. people, which is you multiply that by 2 or 3 in a household. What are we going to be doing for housing for all these people? And we need our own big shopping center. What are we going to do for the shopping? Because the shopping we have now is so limited of where we can go shopping and what to buy, and you can't buy in bulk in Lancaster. You have to go to Palmdale. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm glad to be back. Here I am. Thank you very much.
Glad to have you, friend. Glad to have you back. Thank you. David Paul.
Mr. Vice Mayor and Council, good evening. It's always a pleasure to come. I wanted to do 2 things. Correct the impression. I have my ATVA Veterans bus card, and I got into that years ago. So thank you. You've been working for veterans for years, and I didn't want people to think that we're just starting to care about veterans.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you've done. The other thing I wanted to remind just the men in this room, the women understand this. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, men. So you better remember that, okay, if you want peace at home. So please, some of you may not, have thought about that. So that's my prompt. But God bless you all, and thanks for what you do.
David, thank you. Okay. Any other comments? Okay. We will stand adjournment in the memory of, is it Wanda Walker? Wanda Walker was a generous and vibrant woman, strong personality. She was one of the first employees for the city of Lancaster as an incorporated city where she worked until her retirement in 1997. Ms. Walker was a founding supporter of the Lancaster Performing Arts Center. She'll be missed by her friends and family. So we stand adjourned, and the next meeting is Tuesday, February 27th.